Are you serious?
Are we live?
I
Are
think
you
so.
serious?
I'm serious.
You're live.
3, 2, 1.
We hit the button, go live, and then it said trying to reconnect, and we thought, okay, now we're all up with no.
All right, now we're live. It says we're live.
We're live. It says we're live. Isn't it odd just to talk into the air and hope that someone's listening? Hi, everybody. This is Ramona. And this is Dale Zabriskie. And I'm the author of Wife for Life, The Power to Succeed in Marriage, and the founder of Wife for Life University. And we're just tickled to celebrate our 39th anniversary with you today on this Facebook Live post. I've never done Facebook Live. I churn out the videos, but I have never done Facebook Live. So this is a new one for us. And we hope to have a lot of fun with you in celebrating our anniversary. Thought we'd do some memory kind of stuff and answer your questions if you've got any. We got our daughter Hannah here with us, and she's going to try and keep track of whatever comments or questions we have going on. You think anyone's really going to listen to this?
Well, no, the cat's in.
We'll have to make up our own question.
So where did you meet?
Oh, that's a good one. So,
Well, so far we're looking good.
Yeah.
Elena.
Thanks, Elena.
Here she comes.
So, well, yeah, it was 39 years. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
You remember it?
Yes.
I asked you just a couple nights ago what you remember about that day, and you said...
That's exactly what I said.
He can remember 39 years ago, but he can't remember 2 days ago? Come on, what did you say?
What did I say?
Yeah. About 39 years ago.
About 39
what was
years
happening
ago.
on that day?
We got married. What do you mean? You were late.
I was late. Okay, that's good. I'll tell that story.
You were late.
I don't think I've ever told that story publicly.
Been that way for 39 years.
Stop it. I went to sleep way late the night before, and my in-laws were going to pick me up to drive me to the wedding at like 6:30 in the morning, I think. It was very, very early. I was in college. I was with my roommate the night before, and we'd stayed up, having way too much fun, getting excited about the wedding the next day. Luckily, in anticipation for that day, for the morning, I had laid out all my clothes, right down to the last hot curler. Those were the days of hot curlers, if you can believe I ever needed to put curlers in my hair.
I used them, too. I remember using them.
Do you remember that day?
I remember that.
You had your haircut the night before.
That's right.
In a hotel room
by
your brother.
my brother.
Yeah,
and
real professional job.
Well, then we had to go get it fixed by somebody.
And so I had laid everything out, like I say, just like in alphabetical order almost. And then I went to sleep and I dreamed. I was so excited about the next morning. Well,
You forgot to do one thing.
About 6:10. Yeah, we forgot one thing.
One thing.
Setting the alarm. And so about 6:10 in the morning, my roommate bolted upright in bed, and she said, Ramona, don't panic. And I said, I was full panic. I'm like, what are we panicking? What are we not panicking about? And she said, it's 10 after 6. Okay, this is my wedding day. I got 20 minutes to get ready.
Took her 2 hours to get ready for this Facebook Live.
No, it didn't. And so out of nothing, we created the universe. I mean, we just rushed into that bathroom, and she was rolling my hair, and I was putting on my makeup, and yeah, this is a terrible truth. I never had a shower on the watch.
Never told me that.
And so
I quit.
At 6:30, they were at the door, knock, 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 and so was I, and I was just all, yeah. That's been a family secret until today, especially the shower part.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's no longer a family secret.
Now everyone knows, goes down in infamy. All right, so that was the day, and it turned out very lovely. But you remember, no one even thought to get a photographer.
That's right. This was marriage on a budget. It was.
We have one Polaroid picture from that day. Somebody took one of those old. Remember those things that It actually
It spits out the picture.
developed
Yeah,
it inside the
the
camera.
Polaroid.
Yeah, literally, we have one Polaroid picture of our wedding day, and
It was freezing.
I don't even know where it is. Yes, and of course it was December, and it was very, very cold. There was snow on the ground. Remember?
I do, and I remember my uncle telling us that the next time we got married to do it in July. So, it was like 20 degrees.
Guess what? There never was a next time. That was the one and only time.
It was enough.
And here
It
we
wasn't
are.
going to be late twice.
I would like to have had a chance to do it right.
You'll redeem yourself.
For sure, for sure. So that was our wedding day. But previous to, how long had we known each other to that point?
Oh, 20 minutes?
No, come on.
No.
It was.
We met in May 9th.
So May to June, June to July, July to August.
12 minus 5 is 7. 7 months.
7 months.
And 17 days.
7 months and 17 days was all that we knew each other before we got married. I don't know if we should recommend that or blast that around either.
No, I don't think it's the way. Not the best way.
But we grew up together is the way
We
we
did,
put it.
that's right.
We grew up together. Yeah,
I was in the 3rd grade. You were in the
we
2nd
made-
grade, I think.
We made lots of mistakes, which are all detailed in this book, Life for Life, Power to Succeed in Marriage. It's really full of not just our victories and triumphs, but all the mistakes that we learned from and that we'd like everyone
Well,
else not to make.
Not all the mistakes.
Well, not all the mistakes, but there's a lot.
Would be
We're
multiple
very
volumes. That would be, couldn't get that in one book.
But in May, when we met, I remember seeing you and thinking you were super handsome.
But of course,
Do you remember you wore a fedora hat
I remember.
and a jean jacket?
Yeah.
And you were very skinny.
Thank you.
And you carried a guitar case.
All the time.
It seemed like it. And on the guitar case, there was a bumper sticker. Do you remember what it said?
Yeah, it said Polish lovers are better.
No.
No, what did it say? Polish lovers.
Well, maybe my
Something
memory's
about
wrong.
Polish lovers.
Polish lovers are superior.
Oh, superior, not just better. I'm cutting myself short here. Sorry.
Polish lovers are superior, I remember.
You
Yes.
remember, obviously.
You're not very Polish, though, really.
No, but it was the superior thing you were questioning, wanting to find out.
Well, all the girls had a crush on you. All
They
right.
did.
So we were in a little summer theater company at the time in West Yellowstone, Montana. And how many girls and boys were there? There was like 11 each of us.
Yeah, about 18 or 19 people.
Yeah, half and half, boys and girls. And all the girls were flirting with Dell early on because he was the most handsome. Sorry, guys, if our Playmo friends are listening. He was the most handsome, I thought. And he was exotic because you were the only one that had come from outside of the group. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you remember. Everyone else had come from one college, and you'd come.
From
You
home,
were
yeah.
you were brought in special to play 2 of the leads in the 3 shows. So 2 out of 3 shows you got to be the leading man in.
Least I could do.
It was the least you could do. So he was kind of exotic that way. Anyway, and so they all liked him, and I did too. But you picked me.
Eventually, yes.
What do you mean eventually?
Well, I had to get through a few of them, tossing them aside. No, that's not right. That doesn't work. I wouldn't go out with her again. So,
He settled on me, right?
That's right.
Okay.
pretty quickly.
And you know what I did? Yeah, are you keeping track of these comments? Kind of good. Just in honor of this day, I pulled out 1 volume of
Yeah.
my journals.
She has an entire closet of journals.
Closet shelf.
Listen, it's because I have those journals that I was able to. I was able to write Wife for Life because
Yeah.
I had to remember all kinds of stuff that I couldn't possibly
You've always
remember
been very good at
without my journal.
journaling. Yeah, you mentioned here in this letter to your mother, you say, please save all my letters in a safe spot. They're
Oh,
the
look
memory
at that.
collection for the most fantastic time of my life, quote unquote.
Well, I just
Then we'll
just
tell you about
before-
this letter later.
Just before we went live, I wanted to read a couple of these funny
Oh,
things
joy.
to me. Listen to this. I'm talking about us in this letter. We, okay. We do things like that every day. We walk in the midnight snowfall, lay in the grass and have grass fights, snowball fights when everyone else is tucked in their cabins, games of hide and go seek. Do you remember any of this? Frisbee in the sunshine, window shopping, late night visits to a cafe, watching TV movies. When did we watch TV movies? There could have been more than one or two channels.
That's right. That's all you could get.
Eating bacon and omelets. Dale's a fantastic cook. Look at that, Hannah. There it is. He was a fantastic cook all the way back then.
Yeah,
he's still a fantastic
toast and ramen.
That's right.
He does all the cooking almost in our kitchen these days.
Tuna fish and rice
Dale's
casserole.
a fantastic cook. Oh, that's true. For lunch, etc., etc., etc. Look at that. What is the last two words there?
Just wonderful.
Just wonderful.
Wonderful.
That's how happy I was back in those days. I was so in love.
Every page has a heart
Look at this.
on it.
I'm so in love with life.
All right.
It's so
You
fun.
hear the violins playing.
But you know what? This is representative of how most women feel when they really feel in love for the first time. We get very, very giddy, and we let our hearts and our minds get a little mixed up and run away, and our expectations go sky high, and we're sure to hit a disillusionment. And that's a big part of the curriculum in Wife for Life, is how to avoid disillusionment, drop off, we call it, and how to overcome it, work your way through it, and get real, right? Get real. So, speaking of getting real, this is the letter you referred to.
That's right.
Can I read a piece of it? He's like, you're going to read it anyway.
Yeah, Ken Steele. Have to say
This
about
is a letter from an old boyfriend, okay?
very jealous boyfriend.
He was a musician. He considered me a musician also. And I pulled this out last night. I read this to Dale and I laughed so hard. All right, so he says to me, let me read a little piece of it. He says, girl, you got talent, brains, beauty, and above all, personality.
Whoa, in that little finger.
I don't need to tell you, but for some reason, God gave you a special charisma that 1 in 1,000 get, and it all wasn't so you could just get yourself a good-looking guy.
Wasn't? Oh, I thought it was.
At least he gave you that.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. The only compliment I got out of the letter.
That's so true.
That's right.
So, I just would love to see Marty and do this to him or something, because
Hey, wait, he's watching. No, kidding.
We just joined.
Marty, I love you. I hope you're a concert pianist
I
by
hope
now.
you're happy.
I hope you found a woman to love you the way I loved Dale, right? So the whole premise behind Wife for Life is that a solid relationship between a man and woman should be a very strong equal partnership. And if you can achieve that, and as you're working towards that, you weave your dreams together so that I don't feel like that because I'm married, I didn't get to be on Broadway. If I wanted to be on Broadway, we could have done it. Do you think we could have done it if we really wanted to?
Sure.
Why
That's
not?
how we felt about everything.
We felt like we could do anything.
Yeah. Good looking. That'll get you something.
And because you feel so secure in the relationship, it just gives you the springboard, the energy, all the positive, all the confidence that you need to go on and achieve whatever you dream.
Yeah.
As individuals and as a couple, and eventually after decades you're weaving your dreams together and maybe even have a shared dream. We have lots of examples of that in Wife for Life University as well as in the book.
You mentioned your little giveaway for the book.
Oh,
You
that's a
should
good idea.
a few times because people come and go. It's Wizard of
You're
Oz.
right.
Facebook
You're
Live
right.
is the Wizard of Oz. People
You're
come and go so quickly. They're just on and off and everything.
So what Dale's talking about is just before we start today, I'm like, I want to do something special for the people that are tuning in today. So here's what I'm going to do. Because it's December 16th, and that means Dale and Ramona have been married for 39 years, if you want to come, if you've been thinking about coming to Wife for Life University, and if you haven't even thought of it, you don't even know what it's about, well, here's your chance. Go to wifeforlifeuniversity.com. All right, so one word there, wifeforlifeuniversity.com. It's really easy, and you can learn everything you ever want to know about this revolutionary program that's not like any other education on the planet. You need to go to Wife Life University to learn what it's all about, because I'm not going to turn this into a commercial. But if you're thinking about Wife for Life University and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to take care of it after Christmas, don't wait till after Christmas. You might not get into the class. We're filling it fast. In fact, we really don't have that many seats left. So if you enroll today in Wife for Life University, I will send you, and it's just today, December 16th by midnight Pacific Standard Time, I will send you a free autographed book. And normally you would have to purchase the book as a textbook for the class. So just throw that in there for you, because it's my anniversary and because I love you so much. Because I love you so much. That's your cue. You want a kiss?
Yeah, I want to say,
Okay.
look who's on there on the bottom.
I can't read that far away. It's
Hey,
too
Jake.
small.
Jake Fulkerson.
Jake!
Miss you.
Yay.
Say hi to Whitney and your baby.
Are you happily married?
He is. I think it's pretty clear.
Fantastic.
Richard Hillary. You got people from across the pond
Oh
even.
my gosh.
Woo.
Richard, hope you're happily married too. I tried to get those
he's
guys
married
getting ready to be
anyway.
married.
We assume it's happy.
So anyway, if you enroll today, you'll get your free book. I'll sign it. I'll mail it to you. You'll help me mail them, won't you?
I mail. You sign. I
You
mail.
help me do everything. Yes.
right.
And he does. He helps me do it.
You Jane, I Tarzan.
So in that first, the first year of our marriage, how would you describe that? We have not prepped this. We have not talked about this. He didn't know I was
No
going to
idea.
ask him. How would you describe the first year of our marriage?
Confusing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I think.
a good
I
word.
think you said we were so young. We got married so fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going through a lot of changes, and it was tough to kind of figure out what it was, what's our relationship, what are we doing as a couple, how are we going to create a family, and I think that's true for a lot of couples early on. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's part of the beauty of it is figuring it out.
Part of what we were figuring out is what we wanted to do with our lives. I mean,
Yeah.
what you wanted to do as
Yeah,
a
totally.
career.
I had no
even.
idea.
You thought you
Well,
knew.
I had ideas, but none of them were. I had no training, I had no education in it.
Yeah, right.
So it wasn't
It was
really
a
a
highfalutin
focus.
kind of.
Yeah,
It was a long road ahead of us
It
if we
was.
wanted to do that.
yeah.
And that's normally the case.
I mean, we had a lot of fun. We did
Yeah.
a lot of fun things. We didn't have children for a couple of years, so
Right.
that was good and that was enjoyable. But I
Right.
think overall, looking back, as far as what we're trying to create as a relationship, as a couple,
Mm-hmm.
it seemed just all over the place in that first year.
You're right. And I think that's part of why we see so many divorces so
Early
early
divorces,
on,
yeah.
because the majority of divorces happen in the first 7 years, and the majority of those happen in the first four years. So not very long into it, disillusionment and confusion, that's a good word for it, can really take over and swamp the dreams.
Yeah, and if you don't have, the focus like you teach so well, then you can early on say, what the heck are we doing? And why? And forget that idea. That was
I made a
another
mistake.
mistake.
I made a
You want to
mistake.
move on.
Right, because as each day progresses, you're getting deeper and deeper into
Yes.
that mistake,
Right.
and you're no better off. You can't figure out how to get out of
Right.
it.
You don't see any
In
light
fact, yeah.
in the tunnel.
And so you just project that things are going to get worse and worse and worse. But you've made this promise to yourself and to the world, and so you hang in there day after day. But it's like you're playing, a game of risk
Yeah.
with each day that goes by. That was how I felt, anyway. I was confused is a very good word. I was very confused, and I felt totally justified about 2 years into it that to say.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how we decided to separate. Do you? We did. We
Well,
separated.
it was about 18 months, I'd say, in. We separated in November, which would have been a month away from 2 years.
Okay.
So it was
wow.
about...
He's the one who keeps track of the calendar. I would never remember the
It was
exact
about
date.
18 months or so in, where
Okay.
we'd moved 42 times, and we didn't. We didn't have, you think I'm kidding. We didn't have.
We had a paper route.
Any, yeah, exactly.
We rode a motorcycle. We didn't have a car.
I mean, it was without that focus and with all that confusion and getting to that point, after a while, it was just like, you know, I think there were
Was it a
expectations.
mutual agreement?
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, so you go back to this letter, as your friend Marty wrote you, that sentiment existed with a lot of other people.
Everyone
in your
else, everyone
world.
in my world thought
Yeah.
I had really thrown my life
Because we
away.
grew up 2,000 miles apart.
Right.
And so, you know, you had your world, and that's where we went to live. And, you know, everybody looked at me and said, there's a total loss without insurance. And you need to move on, live with it, move on. The golden girl, the straight A student, all this stuff. And so you were motivated to end it.
I had a lot of voices.
A lot
in
of
my,
pressure, yeah, including your own parents, I might add.
Luckily, they're not on Facebook.
They will not be on Facebook Live.
Yeah, that's true. Every adult, every mature adult that I looked up to.
Well, and some immature adults.
And some,
Don't you know?
everyone
Separate,
that
yeah.
had raised me and that I looked up to were telling me that, you know, are you sure this is, you know, get out while you can. And they applauded when we did separate, actually. So, what happened? Why didn't we stay separated?
Well, no, I think both of us.
We actually filed for divorce.
We did. I mean, and both of us with the pressures, whether they were verbal or internal, felt like it was a mistake, and we're going to go back to the previous existence.
I love that. Previous
Right.
thing. Oh yeah, that's
go
true.
back
We'll just go
to-
back to the way things were.
Just it's a Jedi mind trick on
Yes.
this is not the marriage you're
Good.
looking for,
Yeah,
and you're going to go back.
exactly.
And so we separated. I went 2,000 miles back, and I think after, you know,
Literally and figuratively.
a
2009.
few months, realized that
You realized before I did.
I did. That's true.
I thought I was doing good.
Yeah, you would have done fine without me calling you and suggesting we try it again.
There would not be this. That's right.
And so, yeah, I think we both had to experience that. And for me, and I said this before, I had to figure out what was going on, and what I had with you was a lot better than what I
Now,
thought.
I have never asked you this.
You've had
What?
39 years.
What? What made you call me that night and suggest? I mean, when you called me, did you think I'm going to call her and say let's get back together?
Yes.
Oh, that was your purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
It didn't.
I mean, we
okay.
had. It's not like it was the only phone call you got from me.
No, but that
we
was the
as-
first time you had proposed.
Yeah,
that.
right. No, I just felt that I'd made a mistake in leaving, and that we'd made a commitment, and so we ought to, you know, let's try it again. We gave up too early. That's my feeling.
And you knew you were going to ask me that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you think I'd say?
Well, I think it would probably, your response was probably going to be very similar to that, which is your response when I asked you to marry me, which was a extremely non-committal when, because I was moving a little too fast for you at the time. And that's how and your response was that. I was like, well, if I sniff, I snaps. You were speaking backwards. So,
Well, I detailed this story.
JD.
Hi, JD.
Hey, JD.
I detailed this story in the book about how we
Yeah.
got back together. I maybe I don't do enough detail though, because you're getting a lot more of it right now. But I remember that night, and it was amazing timing, because I really felt like I had, as I put, jettisoned the dead weight, you know, of this ridiculous marriage. I thought, like, what was I even thinking? And
Bum is the
I
word
was-
that she would be using.
so I'm moving forward, feeling good about everything, and then I get this phone call. But the timing was great because I had just watched a sappy love story. Now, this is before Hallmark Channel, okay? So this is a real classy movie.
BHC. You've heard of BCE, it's BHC.
And it was called Heaven Can Wait, if you know what I'm talking about.
1978.
Yes, Heaven Can Wait.
Warren
And
Beatty and Julie Christie.
yes, such a beautiful story. I love those kind of fantasies. And
Remake of the...
and in the end, they they make this promise to always remember, never forget. And I don't know, it just really, really hit me between the eyes. And you called that night while my heart was in that gushy spot. And so I promised to sleep on it. That was my non-committal response. And of course, I didn't sleep on it. I tossed and turned on it all night long until I don't know when I gave you my answer. I don't remember.
It wasn't that much longer.
But
It was days.
I agreed to try again. Now, when I announced this to all those people, remember, who had celebrated our separation, are they all here celebrating today with us?
They wanted their gifts back from the celebration party as well.
They were hoping. So when I made that announcement, they were getting back together. I did not receive a lot of support, and in fact, I think my dad told me he'd never speak to me again if I got back together with that guy. And so I went against everyone's, The point is, and really one of the motivating factors for writing Wife for Life was the thought that maybe there's someone else out there who nobody is giving that positive, you can do this, I'll help you kind of message. So that's what I've been doing with Wife for Life, basically, is sending that message out far and wide. And it's had a blessed impact on lots and lots of women all over the world. Literally, you realize that? Every continent but
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
The penguins are
And
doing okay. In
just
the
about
relationships.
every major country, and lots that I've never even heard of as well, we have women who are my students in Wife for Life University and readers of Wife for Life, the book, and partakers of all the other amazing resources that my team and I do our best to provide for you. So we'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, if you join Wife for Life University today on our anniversary,
Thank you for reminding me. I keep forgetting that.
you get a free book. Mona will sign the book and send it to you. It's a textbook for the course, so you have to have it anyway.
You have to have it anyway.
But because of our anniversary, you get a free book. If you sign up for Wife Life University tonight.
A free
today,
book with an autograph.
with an autograph. That makes it even $2 more.
So that's for anybody who registers today. Now, winter semester begins on January 11th. And so we've got, how far away is January 11th? About
today's the
25
16th,
days
yeah.
away. But we will close enrollment several days before that, as soon as the class is full. So don't hesitate, don't wait. If you sign up today, you won't, the first payment won't be due until January 2nd, I believe. So you don't have to worry about Christmas. You can go ahead and enroll and it'll be okay. All right, fantastic. Join me at RamonaZabriskie.com. I had to think about my website URL. That's RamonaZabriskie. Boy, I should know how to spell that now after 39 years.
MOUSE.
So RamonaZabriskie.com, you can learn all about all things Wife for Life and what makes the Wife for Life philosophy and approach to marriage so completely different than anything else you've ever heard of, and revolutionary, incredibly effective. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials all over the place there on the website and other places on the web. And go to Amazon.com to look up the book, Wife for Life, or at RamonaZabriskie.com, and you'll see lots and lots of 5-star reviews, and it's won several national and international awards as well. We're just so blessed. I just feel like there's the good energy of the universe is behind us and this whole movement, and I know it's in our marriage, and honey, I love you so much.
So what, after all this, I get to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
So, what have you learned in 39 years?
Oh, no.
What one thing?
One thing?
I know.
I
Read
wrote
the
a
book.
whole book about
Well,
it.
you've read the book. Now see that this is the movie. But I mean, what do we talked about our rocky start.
Rocky start.
We got back together in our second year, start of our third year. And it took some time, right? It took a little hitching our get along, but we had made I think it's really a commitment to make it work. But why is it so natural now after all these years?
That's a good question.
So many marriages, like you say, most are 7 years, 7-year itch, whatever. But you hear about a lot of people that are 20 plus years into a relationship who go through divorce.
Yes, so true.
For us, though, and I talk to people all the time, it just seems more natural every day. It's just comfortable. How does that happen? How do people get there?
Well, that's what we talk about in Wife for Life as the grand marriage, where the level of trust and security reaches the point that I call cherish. All right, so it goes beyond the sort of love that we talk about all the time, or that we see on the
Hallmark
television
channels.
or the Hallmark channel. Exactly, cherish.
Love snores loudly. That's on tonight.
Cherish. He's always teasing us about a Hallmark around here. Cherish is really about souls coming together, don't you think?
Yeah, okay, that's nice and ethereal and stuff, but what, can you boil it down? The cherishing?
If I had one pill or one bumper sticker or one mantra, I would not have Wife for Life University. Wife for Life University and everything that we learn there, and you're asking me what I've learned, is such a broad, overall encompassing body of principles. And what we've achieved, finally, is that all those principles have become interwoven in a very natural way. But at different points, we got better, or I got better, right, at different skill sets in comprehending different principles at a different rate. Everybody's going to be different. So it does take a long time. Now, if you're asking what would be my message, like my one message, it's that good things take time.
Yeah.
And good relationships take time. And I don't like saying work, because I don't believe that it requires a lot of frustrating work, actually. What it requires is a lot of understanding. And if you don't understand the dynamics in a relationship, you don't understand how the difference between your heart and mind, masculine heart and mind, it's the feminine energy and all of that. So many obstacles get in our way that trip us up, mess us up, discourage us, everything else. And so it's really a matter of getting an education. That's what I believe. And that then with that education, which you can get through Wife Life, but in Wife Life University, you also get the hands-on customized support to actually learn how to apply these basic truths, values, principles, strategies, skill sets into your particular relationship, your unique dynamic, so that all those threads, all those principles, all that I just mentioned start coming together until we've created this solid, stunning fabric. But it takes time, lots and lots of time, lots and lots of practice.
The time idea is something that's also more, I think, and what I've learned here and what I've seen in you is it's an attitude that you apply. You've always been very forward thinking about, I'm going to make a decision, how is that going to affect a year, 2 years, 10, 20 years? With children, what if we're doing with a child now that's going to help them in college?
So that what you're doing today, you have to comprehend, is going to have a huge impact years and years down the line.
So the time thing is a patience thing as well. So there's a positive, engaged aspect to time, that I'm going to use my time because it's
very
important.
Intentional.
Yeah, intentional decisions because of the impact they're going to have. Proactive as opposed to reactive, whatever. But then there's also this aspect of time is the impatience. In that you've got to work, you call it work, whether it's, however you define work. Yeah. The point is that it is effort, and you can't just try one thing and throw it away. Like all the diets in the world, right? I tried that for 3 days, and I haven't lost any weight.
Right.
So that attitude, I think, is something that I've seen develop in our relationship. That's why I think it's become more natural, is that the things that come up aren't
We
so
gave it enough time.
crazy. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Beautifully put.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now I want to say something though. When you're talking about 39 years, not every day of those 39 years were we waking
No.
up and saying, "Today I'll be intentional."
Yes, yes. I'm forward thinking. Absolutely. Tuesdays, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are my forward thinking days. No, agreed.
But it is an undercurrent.
Yeah.
It's an attitude,
Yeah. I mean,
right?
yeah.
So that when you mess up or whatever, when you end up having that argument or, the
One of
misunderstanding.
you does something stupid or
Exactly.
intentional or otherwise.
There's this. The repair. You want it to be repaired, right?
Yeah, right.
Because you are thinking way down the line. You're thinking beyond what just happened last night. And the forever aspect that I like to talk about a lot in Wife Life University. You have to be committed that the idea that our love could last for generations, and that it's going to be passed down to our children and to our grandchildren and to our great-grandchildren. And they're all going to benefit from the strength and unity of our relationship.
Right.
And so it really has this generational domino effect. So anyway, when you have that kind of perspective that you're talking about, I call it forever in Wife for Life, it makes all the difference.
Yep.
So that the blow up on Saturday night, right, can be put in proper perspective.
Yeah, and then it goes away,
It
and it's
goes
not. You don't
away.
hang on to it because you're looking in the past. You're looking
Right.
forward.
Exactly.
Great.
Well, we could talk forever about marriage and stuff. Did we get everybody's questions and that kind
Yeah,
of
I think
stuff?
people
Just a
may-
lot of comments. Okay. Well, goody. See, this is the product of a grand marriage. This is the generational thing we're talking about. This is our youngest grandchild, William. And he's so excited to be a nationally recognized baby now.
Facebook Live.
Yes, he's going to go to the grocery store and people are going to say, "Aren't you William?" And you'll say, "Yes, that's me."
Didn't I see you on Facebook Live? Well, obviously, we're done now because you can't go any further past this. So.
Yes.
Here.
He has totally stole the show. There you
William
go.
says get a free book if you sign up for Wife for Life University by the end of today.
We're so silly. Thank you all for joining us. We hope that you've had fun and maybe learned a little something too. Lots more we can teach you at Wife for Life. See you at RamonaZabriskie.com, and my Facebook page, of course, is Ramona Zabriskie Author. That's where you are now, so you probably should know that, huh? All right.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. Merry and bright.
Woo! See ya.